Oh, record. Okay. We'll start again. All right. Okay. Hello, Moshe. Okay. So we're up to Yud Beis in the Lavin, number 12 of the Lavin. In our volume, it's Lamed Beis, page Lamed Beis. If through his story, his Lashon Hara, he's strengthening a machlokes, his energies. So then Yeva on the Lav in Bamidbar, you shouldn't be like Korach and his gathering and his group. Sure, Azara, that it's a loso b'machloikis, not to keep a machum, not to be machzik in a machloikis kedisa b'sanhedrin. In the bottom he says, the zeloshoin hagamara, Amarav v'chulu b'machzik b'machloikis over b'lav shenemala yekir Korach. Vayim b'smag, Rabbeinu Yoina, Mashmad Vam Shulav Gomer.
What's a lav gomor versus another type of lav?
It could be an asmachta. It could just be. Sometimes it's not considered a lav. It's considered the Torah just recommending, maybe.
Like a what?
So maybe the Torah is recommending, or maybe it's just a subcategory of lashon hara. Not a lav on its own that's counted. Okay. He says further on the next column, with the lav zeh shach bein b'lashon hara bein b'rechilas afilu al emes bein b'fanav bein shloi b'fanav ula mitzaper ve'efsha. Right? He says it's also possible gam al makabel shayach. How is that? How am I being makabel? Am I strengthening the machlokes? Dilu yamar panim nizamin la mitzaper avur zeh. If the makabel's reaction would have been like an angry reaction, disturbed, it could be the to express that I'm not interested in hearing your stories. But maybe in this kind of machlokes, maybe that would have calmed the machlokes. But the fact that he's listening and accepting it, in a way, it's encouraging the machlokes. Okay, but certainly on the Mesaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Yud Gimel Pomim Harbe many times many times it's also. There's another law. Many times, what is the lashon hara? You're making fun of things he used to do. You mock the family. You make fun of the fact that he's not such a big Talmud Chacham, or what he works as. They're saying things that's going to anger and upset the person that you're talking about. And I guess there's no getting away from it. There's nothing you could respond. He says, even if it's privately. So no, you don't have Malbim Pnei Chaver Barabi, you don't have any of that. But still, over Allah, the Loisoni Ishus HaMisai. Diary by Noah's Dvar, right? We the other day I told Ben, not Ben, Ron, he quoted some saying, and I said that's great for saying. I don't remember what it was, but I was thinking at that point there are different sayings that are sort of accepted in America as Teros Emes, right? And the mama's trait that I like. So one of the famous things we all grow up on is sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never harm me. That's a given in America, at least when I was growing up, and that's straight. That's because it's a lot. Names is it's Dvarim, calling someone a name, making someone fun of somebody over on a lot. So it could be even more serious than sticks and stones. Sticks and stones you heal afterwards, but if someone embarrasses you and does something, it could be you could be traumatized for a long time. So in fact, and here he's saying that when you speak lashon hara, if in any way you're causing him emotional stress, which refers to Aminos Dvarim Kedisa B'Ometzia, as the Gemara tells us. So, and that's very common that when you say Lashon Hara, obviously it would be only Befunov. It's not Befunov, so he's not hearing it. If you said this in front of other people too, then certainly very painful. So that comes out that if you're degrading another Jew, whether it's Rechilas Lashon Hara in front of him and in front of others, you're transgressing this love too. Okay, let's do the next one, because I also see that there's a big hago on the next one, and this way we won't have so much for tomorrow. As Hashem. So let's do as above. Number 14. If the disgrace was so severe that you stand in front of him and others, to the extent that it causes the person's face to turn colors out of embarrassment. So there's a love. If a namas, yeah, that pasuk is at the end of the pasuk of mitzvah say to rebuke another Jew, but it ends off like love hate, that the Torah Chachamim tells it means you should do it in a way that you're not embarrassing him. Shezira Torah says Shalivais Chaver Yisrael Fiu B'Mokem HaTerkocha Uveinu Uvein Atzmai. He said the Torah is warning us here not to embarrass another Jew, even when you're giving rebuke. And so to speak, you can't say it's a mitzvah. And if it's a mitzvah, not everything is mutter. When you're doing it privately, when you say to Terchocha, you shouldn't speak so sternly until you embarrass him. Certainly this law applies in a situation when, number one, it's not rebuke, so you're not doing even a mitzvah, so to speak, and it's in front of others. So therefore, he says, when you speak Lashon Hara, and by saying the Lashon Hara, you're embarrassing him to the extent that he's saying that he's changing colors. He's mamash, right? You're over on this love. That's when it's not berabim. Avim hilben is part of berabim. If you embarrass him, turns his face white, you embarrassed him publicly. Chazal already cut this person off from Olam Haba. So not only, I don't know if it's not only, whatever, not only you're over on the lava, of Kate, you're also transcript. You also, Chazal, right, that you lose your portion of Olam Haba. V'im tesvavim hu yosam almana, if the person you're embarrassing is an orphan or a widower, widow. Even if they're wealthy, and you recounted, degraded them in front of them. So number 15, the next lav is Ruhu Kalaman V'Yosem Lisa'anun. There's a specific lav of Einos Dvarim for an almona and a yosem. Shezira Torah B'Zesh Lahak Nitoner Lahachiv Libon B'Shum Min Tzar. You're not allowed to cause them any anguish. And there the Torah explicitly writes the Einesh V'Char Api Barakti Eschem. I'll be angered, says Hashem, and I'll kill them. Chayv Misa V'Goymer Dei Shamayim. Okay, so you have to remind me that we have to do the Hakot tomorrow. Okay,
It's
try to remember. Right, that's why I figured I would do the next day, and gain some ground there. Now in Sefer Shmiras haLashon on page Yutes, Tes Vav Tishrei, V'Medaber Lashon Hara, Achaver Marva Midonim Olav. If you speak Lashon Hara about another one, and you're Ma'orer Midonim Olav, not sure what that means. Maybe it means that by speaking the Lashon Hara, you're causing people to have claims against them. Let's say, you see from the Shmiras haLashon, by the way, how how the Chafetz Chaim knew the Sefer Zohar so clearly, because he's just quoting freely pieces from the Zohar, and he didn't have a search engine, so I don't know it. So it says there, it awakens tremendous category of prosecution on Klal Yisrael. And it empowers the Sultan to prosecute Klal Yisrael. Says the Zohar. I mean, I think we have seen this in the Hakdama of the Chofetz Chaim, but again, is Ruach Achada. There's a Ruach. Spiritual koyach, the kaimal kol inun mori delishna bisha, that stands above or connects to any people who are bali loshen hara. The chad misarig b'nei noshim delishna bisha, when they start speaking loshen hara, or yahu bar nash misarig delishna bisha, or even an individual, one person who misarig means he speaks loshen hara. Dein ikara hu rucha bisha misaava delayla. The increase at that point, that beard, that ruach ra, and tmeya calls it bisha, and nisava is tummy. Above the increase achsucha, it's called sachsucha. When they're from the lashon sichsuch, which is an argument. Yushari alahu israusa delishna bisha, and it could be shayra. On that lashon hara that was awakened. The Shor B'nei Nasha, that people started speaking. You all the Ela goes up, and it causes by that, through that Lashon Hara, Moisa v'charbo k'tola b'alma, death, cherev, it's wars, whatever. Right? Well, it's also a type of death, every in the world. That's what you cause. Vai, in the Messiah, the high Sitra Bisha, woe to those who awaken, who have power. That Sitra Bisha means that ruach. Well, in the Torah for Ma'ivul, they don't guard their mouths. And they don't know about this or whatever. They don't know that this is a rule. One of the laws of nature, spiritual nature, that based on what we do in this world, that awakens and empowers in parallel. So if we speak Lashon Hara, it means that we're prosecuting. We're speaking bad about other Jews, and that awakens the koyach above to prosecute. V'chulu delocha natzroy l'hai kivya rabba, and all that Lashon Hara awakens that great nachash, I guess the nachash hakadman of Adam Arisha, the Mahave Delutra Aloma, that allows him to prosecute the world. Will begin Hayisra Delishna Bichna, and that's all because of that Lashon Hara. Kad Kaima Esrusa Delay Latasa, when there is Lashon Hara below. At Kanashay. Now the piece. You good?
Yeah.
Vine Kashin is pointing Rak Mat Binyan Hanura says when we give some thought, even a little thought about this terrible Indian, Novin Miyad, so understand immediately days of Masha Kodesh Baruch Hu Makbid Kol Kachalov and Zayos and Kol Avonos. We had started off explaining why is Lashon Hara specified. More than any other bad midah, any other avera. It seems he says we can understand why Kodesh Baruch Hu is so makbid on this avera more than any other avera. Yeah, Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't want to even join with someone who has tzaras to save him from the tzaras. As we'll bring in the future, further on from the Sifri. That's the extent of the severity of this avera. As it says in the Zohar, Omer Reb Shimon. Shimon is Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. Kodesh Baruch Hu forgives everything. Bar min lisha bishna, besides Lashon Hara, Why? Do you do the Avos HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'Am Yisrael Hu Ad Moed? We know that the love of Hashem to Klal Yisrael is great, extreme. Ben Yakir, and he relates to him like the dear son, V'Yelet Shashuim. K'mo Yishomat Kosav, as Yirmiyahu says, Ben Yakir Ephraim Yelet Shashuim. V'Geimer. Ben Yakir Yelet Shashuim. He says that in real life, right? If someone has a very dear son, and he sees he's not acting properly, Alpha PK, still, if someone else wants to say bad about him, he's there to defend him. Alpha PK and he still covers for him because he loves him. It's even if the son's not acting well. And even if he has to punish the son sometimes, it's with a lot of compassion. But if many people start coming to complain about the son, how he argues, getting to fights, for no reason, and he's embarrassing people. So at some point, the father is going to get angry at the son, and he's going to punish him. Who caused this? Hamasaper, the one who came and told the father. He says the same thing is by us. Out of the tremendous love that Hashem has for Klal Yisrael, even though Hashem knows everything that we're doing. There's no hiding from it. But as long as it's between him and us, he doesn't punish us because he loves us and he has compassion. So he covers. But if the Mekatrek, the prosecutor, the son comes, so to speak, because the upstairs it's set up like a court, just like by us, and he prosecutes. As if Kaviyachol has to respond. Meshiva Gam Kain, Kishabo Mi Litzak from Dvar Av Shnasu Kumash Kaswa. The Gemara says that Machusa, the Rikia is Kain Machusa the Ara. That the Malchus up there is like our Malchus. So just like here, when someone comes to complain about a wrongdoing, they have to deal with it. They can't look away from it. If they knew about it, but no one came to complain, the Melech could look away. But once there's complaint, so here also, that's why Hashem set up the world, that the person is judged, is run by those who defend him and those who pass him. And therefore, when someone comes and speaks Lashon Hara on Klal Yisrael, on another Jew, he's activating these terrible things. And that's why this Avera is so severe. Yashkar Rabbi said for joining tonight. Maisha, wherever you had the two Maishas, Mo and Maisha.